Let's take a look at both the sides. AI boosts creativity by giving fresh ideas for essays, arts, and projects, like suggesting unique science fair topics or creative writing prompts. It helps students brainstorm by offering different versions of a theme when they're stuck. It also provides instant feedback, such as improving a poem or refining a sketch. AI encourages exploring many perspectives and helps students overcome the fear of a blank page by offering a starting line or layout. This saves time, allowing students to focus on shaping their own ideas. However, too much AI can reduce original thinking. Students may copy answers without adding their own thoughts or skip learning by letting AI complete the homework for them. This weakens problem solving skills and limits deep understanding. Some may depend on AI for every task, leading to laziness in research and even plagiarism. In the long term, this dependence can prevent students from developing real skills needed for future careers. As Sir Ken Robinson once said, that AI can support students' creativity when used as a tool for exploring ideas, experimenting, and gaining inspiration. He said that the technology should not encourage imagination, but not replace it. Robinson warned that if students depend too much on AI for answers, they lose opportunities to think independently, take risks, and develop their own creative voice. In conclusion, AI can both support and harm creativity. The key to this is balance, using AI as a guide while still thinking independently. Thank you.
Great insights, Tanvi. Balanced perspective you gave. Yeah. Anyone wants to add anything or counter? Uh, yeah, Urush.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that great point, Sanvi. Like Rishika said, it was very balanced. But I also wanted to add that, guys, whenever you're doing policy months, please make sure that you're not reading it from somewhere else, all right?
Okay. So our next speaker is Nishtha.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So, as the topic is already mentioned, that is AI helping or hurting students? So,
Sorry
firstly,
to
I'll be
interrupt. Can you on your camera, please?
just a second. Am I
Yeah,
visible?
thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, firstly, I'll be talking about is AI helping students? So, artificial intelligence has become a powerful support system for students. It acts as a comforting companion, almost like a form of emotional therapy. Like if you are having a bad day, you can come and come back home. You can talk to AI. You can talk to AI without even worrying that it will judge you. You can like it acts as a friend which is not judging you. Many students see AI as a friend that listens without bias. Like beyond emotional support, AI also enhances the academic and professional development. Like if I have created any content, I can add it, like I can put it in an AI and I can ask it to be my ruthless idea evaluator, and then it will give me the negatives that are present in my content, and it will help me like work on those negatives, and I can improve the quality of my content. So, AI has expanded the access to personalized guidance that students might not always get from teachers or peers. Now, moving on to the next aspect, that is AI is hurting students. However, increasing reliance on AI also raises serious concerns. One major issue is that it weakens the cognitive ability and the decision making ability of individuals. Because of AI, as it provides you ready made answers, it reduces the need for deep analysis of things. Plus, it also reduces the ego.
Mr. George said, the Waves Film Bazaar will serve as a bridge between the creators and the world. He called it a platform for young minds and new creators. Day 2 celebrated the
Shreya,
filmmakers
can
of
you switch off your mic?
the fifth edition of the Creative Minds of Tomorrow. brought together 125 young creators from across India as they had a 48-hour filmmaking challenge, scripts to screen under pressure. The Creative Minds of Tomorrow is a key program by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and the National Film Development Corporation. As a springboard for fresh talent, it gives participants a thrilling chance to produce short films in just 48 hours and showcase them at one of Asia's top film festivals. The Best Film Award was given to the
Sorry for the interruption, Nishtha. You can continue.
Yeah, so I was saying that many students are becoming less eager less eager in learning skills, as they can get everything by putting a single prompt. So this dependency is undermining the very purpose of education as well. Like in our college, even like we have projects and we have answers to frame, so we take the help of AI, like provide this. We don't even read the material that is present, that is meant for our development, like we understand things from them. So it depends. At last, I would say it depends on individual's intention, how the person is using AI. Everything has pros and cons, but the eventual result depends on how the individual handles that particular thing. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Great. I loved how you brought the point of personalized guidance to the table. Very less individuals talk about this point. Very good. And I love and again, I love your perspective where you're speaking about intention. It depends on the intention of the individual. And very true, everything has its pros and coins, two sides of coin. Great, great. I love your insights. Anyone wants to
Thank you.
add? Guys, please speak up. Let's make this discussion engaging. Yeah, you can speak.
Yeah, ma'am. Hello. Can I speak?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Right, ma'am. As she rightly pointed out, I think AI has both positives and negatives. And first of all, I think I would like to start with an anecdote. There was an Indian boy called Jaswant Singh Chail, and he was studying in the UK. And what happened was one day he felt motivated that he wanted to harm the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, and he went into inside the castle, and eventually of course he was arrested. But later on it was found out that the student, he was using an AI chatbot, and he was using a chatbot called Sarai. And the chatbot he felt was his girlfriend, and he was a lonely teen. He didn't had much friends in his college, and back in school also he did not have much friends. So he felt the connection with the AI chatbot, and the chatbot actually motivated him to do the harm to the queen. And whatever he said, the chatbot just encouraged him, yes, you should do that, you are such a macho guy and everything like that. So I think this is a point that is very less talk about, how deeply we can get connected to the AI. And I also remember another anecdote. There was a Google engineer. He used to work on a chatbot called a Lambda, and eventually he also felt the love or some connection to the chatbot, that he felt the chatbot was conscious and we shouldn't do any changes with the chatbot. And he eventually went to public and said that yes, we have discovered a conscious AI chatbot, and eventually Google fired him. So someone who is an engineer in the Google, he is extremely intellectual, he is extremely sharp, but he felt to the gimmick of the AI, to the magic of AI. But students who are still very young, who still have not developed their prefrontal cortex, who still have not developed their mind fully. I think they are more likely to fall in this trap and this companionship trap. I think regarding that we should be more careful of, and globally also or nationally this is not much talked about. And AI also has the potential to mine data from the students phone, from their personal information that we share, because with increasing isolationism, students are going to feel more lonely. And a data I remember from the US, it was a data from MIT. They said around 73% of the US students use chatbot for some form of companionship, and they shared their feelings with the chatbot with the AI. And eventually, whatever the misuse AI do in the future, that is not known yet. But I think we should be more careful on that part. And of course, AI has a lot of benefits, and eventually AI is going to be a household name. It is going to be in everyone's phone, because uh, preschool or post school tutoring that needs, and AI does it really good. It gives a personal touch to the students, but at the same time, uh, making sure that the AI does not harness our data, does not misuse our data, and has puts a limit on the companionship. I think that needs to be looked onto, and more research or more stronger policies regarding that needs to be done. That's my take. Thank you.
Great and very unique insights. You talked about ethical considerations comes with AI, use of AI, and also how intensely it can unintentionally also affect mental health of an individual. Great. Uh, Anyone wants to add? If not, let's move to our next speaker, Rahul.
Hi, I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Good evening, everybody. So our today's topic for the policy Manthan is AI helping or hurting the students' creativity? I personally think that when we say something, when we talk about creativity, I think it is something that is made for the first time. Creativity can be described as something that a person make with with his ideas and imagination using his skill set. Something creative is always new. And to be honest, all the things that happen in this world, or all the new art or creative things that occur in this world, or are made in this world, are not something that's a new. I would also like to quote here Sir Isaac Newton. He once stated that we all stand on the shoulders of the giants. All the works of present day have been somehow inspired by the previous, and this is the nature of the work we do. Unless we, most of the time subconsciously, we don't know that we are doing something, but it is inherently proper. It is an inherent property that when we start making something new, which is the whole process, which is the whole point of making things creativity, is that we are creating something new. I think consciously or subconsciously we somehow take some sort of inspiration, and it has been done from very long time. So in this present modern era, when the students are taking that AI as as their help, I don't think it is hurting their creativity. I think it is enhancing their ability, saving their time, and getting them their task done more precisely. uh, Coming as anybody can in today's era, when they use AI, they have to write prompt. Now writing prompt, correct prompt, is, according to me, is one sort of a skill set, and it also needs creativity. Otherwise, everything comes under the ambit of regularity. Like when you create something, it is very regular when you create with AI using the same prompt, and that is very recognizable also. We can totally distinguish between art which is made by AI and an art that has been done by a person. So taking an inspiration from the AI for creating something new is not something that is very That is something that we can be banned or something like this. And if AI is, I think AI is helping the students to create more things more clearly. Martin Scorsese once also said that the most personal is the most creative. When somebody comes to create something, it is always their personal touch. I can also remember one more book by Austin Kellon, if I'm not wrong. The book is called "Still Like an Artist." Any big artist that has created something in this, or anybody maybe is a poet, a singer, a dancer, they have taken inspiration from there, somewhere somehow. And if the students are taking the information from AI, I don't think that it is killing their creativity. I personally think it is enhancing their creativity and saving their time. Back in the days, people have to take, go to library, have to do research, but books, flip books and everything, that costs time. In today's era, AI is reducing that time, the research part of the time, and it is getting better results. One have to, now coming to the research part only. Once the research part took almost, it take weeks or even months to research about something. Now it has been very comparatively low, and it is helping student somehow. The only demerit I see in AI with the creativity is if it has not been misused academically. That to have its own limit also, that we can say that a student can cheat or can make things academic things using AI. But then again, we have an concept of examination which cannot be done by AI. Anybody who will pass this examination will continue further on. So if done precisely in a good way, in a controlled way, I personally think that AI is helping, and everybody is taking inspiration from anybody, and their children's, the modern ages of AI is, and if they are getting indulged with the technology, they are including themselves into the technology of the modern night. It's better for them, it's better for the coming future, and I think it's better for the creativity itself. So that is my point. I'd like to conclude with this. Thank you very much for giving me time and letting me state this. Thank you very much.
Rahul, you brought very interesting and very good idea onto the table, uh, which is stating that anything is not original, even if I'm claiming that this is original, this is creative. Oh, it didn't came from mm, like out of nowhere. I have some kind of experience in my life, and that's what made me to create thing. So nothing is original. Very great, and I love your insights. Other than that, you mentioned about key AI saves time. Nice point. And again, it comes to the intention thing. If we don't use it academically, and we basically it depends on my intention. If I want, it can hurt my creativity, and if I want, it can enhance my creativity. So great points in. Now I want someone to add points other than the normal what they're gonna share their insights. No one is speaking. Please, someone add.
Um, may I?
Yeah, sure.
I think that this was also something that I did feel like I was gonna mention in when it would have been my turn, but I think now seems the right time. Which is, I do notice that most of the people are saying this one thing, which is that AI can be, if AI is used in a controlled manner, things are gonna be fine, and that it is gonna be ethical use. But I think we all have to understand that we are talking about students. These are children who are in school where they have to be taught, and when we are giving them a tool like this which is limitless, they need to be told at first what is the limit. I don't think I can expect my children to just know that AI is supposed to be used in a controlled manner. So I think one of the things that is missing is that we have to know that yes, it has to be used in a controlled manner, but we have to come up with ways as to how are we going to let these children know how to use it in a controlled manner, why it is to be used in a controlled manner, and what is the boundary. So I think that is what is needed when we have this discussion.
Very good point, Vani. Proud of you.
Great insight.
Okay.
I missed that. Thank you very much for adding it on here.
Anyone else?
Hello, Ritika.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, can I like speak on my part because I have to go somewhere.
Sure.
Is my video like am I audible?
Yeah.
Because I'm at the studio right now, so it's not okay. So I heard like I'll start my thing that this topic that is AI hurting the students' creativity or is it boosting the students' creativity? So the first thing that I would like to present will be a quote that was given by Pascal Bonnet in his book The Irreplaceable. He told that what if we create an environment where we actually focus on the AI synergy model? That is not AI as a replacer, but AI as an enabler. What if AI is there not to replace us, but actually to collaborate and provide a better result? So the question again stands that whether the debate stands actually for the word creativity. Yes, AI is some way deteriorating and hurting the students' creativity. Even this topic, if it is given to students at now, like class 9 or 7 or 8, they would just get upon ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity and just type the topic and try to gain all the data and research from there without even having a minute to actually think that what is the topic. So even for a topic that is focused on AI, they will use AI. So that is actually leading to a loophole because they're not able to think. They are not able to actually think that what they want to solve, and they're basically copy pasting whatever comes from that tools. So they don't even think that I have to use it just for prompts, or I can take help, I can write my own essay and take points, how can I improve that. They just simply copy paste the topics, and that is supported by facts. Like there was this news that came recently where it showed that there was this one student who was writing a letter, and he wrote that by using chat gpt, and he wrote that please to his teacher that I'll be in contact with you, and instead of that he wrote that I'll touch you, and that because he gave a wrong prompt to chat gpt and that generated the wrong information. So actually it shows that how students, basically students, because our topic focuses on students, I'm not talking about adults or businessmen or people who are in different fields who actually know how to use AI. Students who actually don't know how to use AI, they copy paste and they don't even give twice a time to think, and that actually loosens their creativity. If today you ask a person to write a poem on a topic, they would not write poems. They would just give the prompt to ChatGPT or Gemini and use tools like that to write things. Whereas in previous, if you used to know that there was this way where we had this poetry competitions where we actually used to give our time to write poetries, to give our time to think what could be a different way to approach a topic, how could we make that better. So that is definitely deteriorating. And there is no second point that AI is boosting students creativity because the topic is for students and the topic stands for creativity. We don't have a topic like is AI helping us or not. So creativity, when it comes to creativity, definitely AI is a major backhole, or I would say AI is a major block in that road that actually travels for creativity. And I would like to give an example from Roald Dahl poem's Television, where he told that he told about the ill effects of television at that time, that people have their eyes just stuck on television, and that actually makes them makes them very stagnant and does not have anything to contribute to them. So same thing is happening with artificial intelligence, because ultimately artificial, as Mary Shelley told will remain artificial only. It has nothing to do with reality and nothing to boost with the real intelligence and real creativity. So that was my part. Thank you.
Okay, so we had some strong point in where we are talking about now that and this is true, students does that without giving second thought to their assignment. They put their assignment on their GPT and then they make it and it ends. Okay, so that's the point, that it's hindering creativity. Great insight, Shreya. Anyone wants to add?
I wanted to add an incident that happened recently with AI. So I had a school, like college presentation, like just yesterday, and we were all supposed to talk about a very simple topic of formal and informal communication. So I was like sitting waiting for my turn, and every single student that I heard talking about their part for formal and informal communication, we're all talking about the same thing. I'm not even like exaggerating here at all. It was the same thing that every single person was saying. And I think like even the professor pointed out later on that like all of you are giving me the same points as well. And it was very obvious that everyone was using ChatGPT for that. So I do agree with whatever points are being said here, that we need to be very mindful about how we use AI. But a lot of people in the younger generations will never actually understand, or will never actually understand the importance of um, using AI in the proper way. So if you guys are supposed to give any sort of guidelines to understand, um you know if you guys are supposed to give guidelines for how to use AI properly, what sort of points would you guys be giving?
Guys, that was a question. Give your insights on it.
Can you just repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys were not able to understand that properly. So I was just asking, since a lot of you here have made the point of using AI in a more, mindful manner. So if you guys were to give some sort of like guidelines, since we are talking about policies here. So if you guys were supposed to like create policies to ensure that AI is being used in a proper way. So like what sort of suggestions would you guys be making?
May I say one thing? Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, you are
So
audible.
there's this one academy it in a very nice manner using AI to conduct classes. What they do is that when students log into their account for asking questions, solving equation, there is an AI that helps them. But the AI starts asking by what should be the next step to solve this question. So the students will have to put their input first as a next. So I think if this models can be implemented in schools, where we all know that sometimes in maybe maths equations or in history AI does give wrong information. So if those things can be implemented where students can recognize that
Shraddha, I'm
AI
sorry to interrupt, but your
is
voice is breaking.
wrong and can actually make okay.
May I add some points?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I won't be able to switch on my camera right now. So like about being mindful while using AI. So one of the things could be that I can think of is not to share a lot of sensitive or personal data while using AI. And right now, a lot of laws are being made, and a lot of famous people are getting their personality right protected against AI because of deep fakes, etc. So maybe that's how we can be mindful. And if we are also using AI, we should like cite it properly that we have used it, or we have used it to rephrase something, or maybe to get some ideas.
Okay, thank you, Navya. That was a really good point. Anyone else has anything else to say?
Uh, Hello. I read few weeks ago an article and it talked about the creativity aspect. I think more focus needs to be done on class work rather than homework, because homework is almost with AI gonna be done by AI by the students, and so more focus on classwork rather than homework needs to be focused. And another point regarding the ethical dilemmas, I think parents can, or I mean apps can somehow build some parental control features on their AI apps where maybe certain keywords parents can choose, and once that keywords there's children types on the AI bot and it eventually stops responding. So certain keywords for that. And I think classwork needs to be focused more on holistic engagement with the teacher, those things.
Okay, I think someone else also raised their hand to put forward their point.
Yeah, can I just tell my points?
Yes.
Uh, should I add the points or should I tell my part of the theme?
You can just give your point and then I think you can start with your part.
Okay, what I would suggest is where there's an option called who's using the app, basically like the office people or the student, or is it some officials using it, where once the user click on students, so the access of the AI should be limited, and it should be where there should be a track on or the record kept on the students using AI, because when you allow students to use AI without boundaries, it might be very good for the students because they can access anything and everything through the AI, where they do not know the boundaries where to uh, stop themselves from using AI. So this should be imparted in the school, where you have to keep separate AI sessions, or obviously AI sessions are needed in this 21st century, the digital era, because AI is the most essential thing where everything depends on AI. Without AI, you cannot move on. So I would suggest to keep AI classes where you can get to know how to use AI in an ethical way.
Yes, Rahul, please go ahead.
I just can't open my camera because my internet is lagging. But I just want to add that we can, you know, give more focus on generating an AI by the like government can make a policy of generating a sort of AI that is student friendly, in which the solutions are not given at the very first attempts. That is, the AI should be designed in such a way that it must be giving hints rather than giving full solutions. And the second thing that I would like to add upon that has been said before here also, like a tracking must, the students should be tracked the uses, what kind of how many times they're giving it and what extent of use they're using of that AI. So I think this is my add-on to the remedies that you were asking.
Okay, thank you, Rahul. That was a really good point. So, I personally think that since a few of you mentioned that we should have like AI classes in schools to maybe help the students understand how to use AI properly. Do you guys also think that one negative part is that maybe the teachers themselves do not know how to use AI? So I think like it would be really difficult for them also to teach students how to use AI properly.
I totally agree with this point because nowadays even teachers have to be updated for using AI, and if they are not updated, they really cannot impart the knowledge of using AI to the students, which can mislead students in a wrong way.
I think so. Teachers should also be trained how to check if that content is AI you made or not. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, you can speak.
just like the civil servants has Karma Yogi scheme where civil servants get trained after every few years on the latest management techniques. I think something similar should be done for the teachers, and also maybe some sort of digital footprint can be left by the AI. But again, the loophole there is that students will eventually figure out because now sometimes some chatbots leave some traces when we copy content from them, but eventually, yeah, students will figure that out. I think if we find a solution through that route, that can be helpful.
yeah, problem here is students are more tech safe than teachers. Yeah. Guys, please keep your cameras on while speaking. And let's move to our next speaker. Uh, if I'm pronouncing right, Shamita.
Yes. So today's good evening, and as today's topic is about how is AI hurting or creating, helping to create students' creativity. So I would like to start with the positive connotation that is AI is helping students create their creativity. The first point is where it helps students to spark new ideas, where it gives many possible ideas where you can choose among them, and you can also change your perspective according to the ideas which the AI has given you, or else you can even adopt the new ideas to your own created points, and which enhances your creativity as well. And one more is the accessibility, where you can access the AI 24 by 7 and even all the days and instantly, where you don't have any set of boundaries to use AI. So that is the merit of AI, and the demerit is where it actually depends on the individuals how they use AI, because the one major factor, the drawback is over dependence, where students overly depend on the AI for all their works, because they do not give even think a thought before using AI. Where, for example, if they are given a task of doing a project, and they directly put it to AI as one of the member told, and they just copy paste it, where you can also track them on, like AI and plagiarism checker. Uh, this is the possible solution for that. And one more is where there's something called AI hallucination as well, where you give more prompts and more instructions to the AI. It actually misleads the AI from the main topic, and it deviates to the other topics as well, where you don't get the main point what you need from AI. So this is called AI hallucination. This is one of the major demerits of AI. And as Rishika already mentioned, that a coin has two sides. Even this also has two sides, the more merits and demerits as well. To conclude, I would tell it depends on the individual how they use AI ethically,
And there's one more factor called accountability, where the works or the ideas created by AI, whom should the credibility go to? The AI or the user of the AI? So this is major drawback where I think policies should be made on this as well. So this is my points. Thank you.
Great insights. Again, we came on same point that it depends on a person if he or she wants to use in the way that it hinders or it enhance. But again, the point which Vani brought in, that students does not know the boundary even in every way, which is it, like on what level it is now hindering their creativity, on what level it is now happening, things are happening unethical. So this is something where it's high time to teach these things to students, because you can't neglect AI in 21st century. It's needed to move ahead to develop ourselves and our country. Yeah, that's it. Someone wants to add? If no one wants to, then our next speaker is Vani.
Hello everyone. So, as we all know, the topic today is AI hurting or helping students' creativity? I personally would like to talk specifically for India. So, from what while doing research for this topic, I did come across this ranking article that the ministry had come up with, which basically says that India ranks number one in global AI skill penetration and the usage of AI. So, if we talk about, this is a Stanford AI index from 2024. So, when we hear this, we can understand that with the population that India has, it is quite easy to understand that a lot of people then are using AI and internet and have access to AI and all the tools that AI provides. Now, India also has a very high, like I think above 90% of Indian population has a smartphone, has access to internet. This clearly states that a lot of children, a lot of students have access to AI. Now, as we all have talked about the pros and cons of AI, that specifically for students, AI helps us to gain a lot of inspiration. It helps us get our work done quickly. I mean, if I need to get a PPT done and if I have a deadline of 10 minutes, I can just give it to AI and I'll have a PPT, which is easy. Of course, it is easy. Like, let's say I want to have extracurricular activities, which is being hindered by a PPT. I can get that out of my way thanks to AI or, Perplexity or all these types of AI tools. And I can also, it also removes a lot of like barriers for you. For example, if you are somebody who is learning coding, if you're somebody who is learning a foreign language, AI will help you. You are having a hard time with something, you ask AI, you have an answer to it. As a student, it's going to help you. Which is great. AI has a lot of helping aspects to it. It also has problems with it. For example, what some of us have mentioned, that at the end of the day, AI is only giving you information that it has been given by its masters, its programmers. So yeah, AI has a very limited range of answers. It is going to twist and turn the same set of words that it has been given to give you an answer, so your answer loses originality. It is the same style of answers that you have. And also, because of AI, there's also laziness. While I do say that AI is making my life easier by making my PPT in 5 seconds, it is also making me lazy, because I am going to over rely on AI, and I'm going to push the simplest work that I have. Recently, we all know that AI, the OpenAI company, had come up and said that there are some very questionable conversations that people are having with AI. They're over relying with AI. They are sharing their personal information. They are having therapy sessions with AI. So when these things are happening with adults, this is very easy to understand that students are very vulnerable to these things, and they are gonna be more easily trapped in the whole vicious circle of AI. So, how do you put an end to this? You know that adults are getting a hold of AI. We need to take an action about students. What is happening now in other countries, like countries in UK? there are educational NGOs that have understood that AI is turning into a problem, because a lot of countries, including India in its NEP 2020 has come up with this will to bring in AI into our curriculum. So all of us want AI in our curriculum. So countries are also understanding the other side of the coin, which is, if we are all teaching AI, we also need to keep a track on what are these children doing with AI. So as I said, UK NGOs, educational NGOs have started a AI creativity camp for children, where these children are brought in and they are taught basically that, listen, we have AI, you are being taught AI, but what is the limit for you to use AI? So these children are told ki, okay, let's use, why don't you use AI to create a project? Then to create, bring in creativity, make them think, they're also told that this is what AI has helped you come up with. Now what would you do as a child? What is your personal touch? So the child is also adding a personal touch. The child is also coming up with errors that the AI came up, that, well, I see a double L in apple, I see a single plant instead of a second plant that I asked. So this is also making a child understand that at the end of the day, AI is helping, but AI is also at the end of the day a machine. It is not going to work. So, similar way, Finland also has a digital literacy program for children, where school children have a class separately, where they are told what is the boundary that AI is, and what are the things that they are not supposed to go for AI. If they are having a hard time, that's when they use AI, and not completely relying on it. The basic thing is, the bottom line, that all these schools, whether it's Finland, also Netherlands is doing this, UK is doing this, all of them are trying to teach children that AI is to be a co-creator. It's not supposed to be a master. That is the boundary, that is for you. So that's how I would like to end that. Even with NEP, we have teachers that are being trained in AI. So I think it would not be very hard for India specifically to start with these programs, because we have mental health programs, we have policy for mental health situations, all of like all of these sorts. So our country can come up with ways where teacher, when they are being taught how to teach AI, they can also side by side be taught what to also tell children to not do when it comes to AI. So yeah, that is would be my answer. And there is this one quote that I would like to end, where it is from in a movie called Dead Poets Society, and this is basically summarizes why students' creativity is required. The dialogue is that medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life, but poetry, beauty, love, these are what we stay alive for. So, yeah, thank you.
Very beautiful, Vani. As always, you brought great insights in. And that's true. That, and even it is said by some, like, I don't remember the name of that personality, but technology is useful as servant, but dangerous as master. So that's what we all collectively should think and teach to uh, people younger than us, that how to use it in a proper way, that it doesn't hinders your creativity and mental health. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Anyone wants to add, counter something? If no one wants to, then let's move to next speaker, Tanisha. No, no, Shraddha. Then Tanisha. Shraddha, you can speak.
Good good evening all. So the topic for today is AI is helping or hurting students' creativity. And I would say that in order for us to worry about creativity, wouldn't education have to be doing the teaching effectively in the first place? The current education system is already a mess, and the use of AI for on papers, for assignments, for homeworks is cherry on top. For me personally, I think AI is by far way more harmful than helpful for students. Learning is a skill, a great skill. When we do it correctly, magical things can happen. Learning is an experience gained through trial and error, demonstration of procedures and practices, AI robs students of that experience. It's sad to see how the younger kids cannot form their own opinions, develop critical thinking skills, solve problems, and this is not only hindering their creativity but also has a far more reaching social effect. That is, it impairs their interpersonal skills. They are not able to develop their voice. For example, if a student is given an math equation, the answer should be same regardless of it being done on their heads on paper or with the help of calculator. But the same cannot be said for a creative subject. That's like an AC. Everybody will have their individual responses to that AC. They might work towards the same narrative, but the choice of words, structure, inclusion of details will be unique to each student. Therefore, it is important for students to develop their critical thinking, have a strong foundation of language, literature, organization, development, and it takes time since till they pass high school or are in their undergraduation, access to AI will only make them lazy, hinder their creativity, and they will not be even aware of what they're losing by sacrificing their minds to AI. So that is it. I would like to finish by saying that AI can write for you, AI can read for you, but you write for yourself, you read for your understanding. AI can think for you, robots can work for you, but thinking makes you smart. Taking a walk is good for your heart. Let's not AI take away the creative ability that you have and rob you of the enjoyment that you can have while uh, learning by doing things. So that is my opinion.
Shraddha, great insights. Yeah, here we have to consider that what AI gives us, we are the ones, human beings are the ones who train AI, and information which AI gives us, again, I think someone mentioned about it, that it's the information available on other websites which are again feeded to them by human beings. So we should not consider AI above than us and creativity of AI above than us. We should we should consider that we are the one who trained AI, who made AI. So we shall not let AI take over us. And one more point you brought in about interpersonal skills, that how AI is affecting interpersonal skills. I want to hear your rest of people insights about this particular thing, that how AI is affecting interpersonal skills. Guys, again, it was a question. Speak up.
I remember reading an article by the Washington Post that said something like people are starting to sound like ChatGPT because of how much they're using it. So I think that, you know, that is something that we need to take into consideration, that, now people are starting to sound like ChatGPT and using the same like terminologies that are being used by AI.
Yeah, that's true. Like, okay, speak up. Do you guys think that it is affecting even our emotional well-being, how we perceive problems of other people? There are many things to speak and think upon. Think, and tell, share
Yes,
some
I
insights.
would also like to add that AI has a lot of gender bias. I remember it reading somewhere that a person asked AI that is it okay to kill women in genocide, and the answer was no. And the same time he asked that is it okay for us to kill men in the genocide, and the AI told that yes, it's okay. for you to kill men in genocide. So it also says that AI has a lot of hallucinations as well as bias, and to able to for us to be able to understand that what is AI's law, we need to have expertise in that matter. So for students, it's definitely way more harmful because they lack that understanding at their age, that how AI has bias, how AI hallucinates, how it even gives wrong information on some history dates or maybe for math equations. So it's important for them to have the understanding of things first, then use AI. Of course, AI can be used for learning, and I'm not against it. Even I use AI for summarizing something complex. But it's only because I understand what in depth material is, and AI only makes it easy.
Yeah, great. Someone else want to speak?
May I add some points?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel that AI helps in interpersonal skills as it, helps in making our communication better, and somewhat it supports also, like for students who have anxiety or learning barriers, they can use AI. But then again, there are, as you said, two sides of a coin. So sometimes the AI also makes it over personalized for us, where we might not be able to understand others' point of view, and sometimes even like some tough conversations are avoided. And even if like people are nowadays using AI for, some consultation or something, but AI also lacks like genuine emotional understanding. So this is my take on interpersonal skills and AI.
Great insights, Navya. Yeah, someone wants to add?
Well, I would like to add that I think that not only interpersonal skills, I think every and any skill is being affected nowadays. I mean, there have been times where I've seen people copy their assignment and from AI, and they would just copy paste, and they would not take the end prompt that ChatGPT would give you, that let me know if you want any other details. That's how dependent people have been. And I would just think, come on, at least like कहते हैं नकल में अकल चाहिए होती है, दैट्स व्हाट इट हैज बिकम ना. हम वहां पे भी अकल नहीं लगाने को तैयार है कि चलो अब तो अंधाधुन नकल करेंगे. एंड पीपल, आई मीन पीपल आस्क, apparently this is, I have come across these studies where people say that people ask ChatGPT, how do I say thank you for this, how do I send a message for this, and I'm like, अरे यार कर लो. How bad could it be? We are complicating things. The thing is, AI will give you polished output, और आप ना वो बार बना दे रहे हो. That's what the people expect. And when a normal person is sending a thank you, they say thank you, because a very good person that is taking message from AI is saying, I appreciate your efforts. So that is the problem. Interpersonal skills are ruining a lot of things.
Yeah, great point. On that level, it is affecting our interpersonal skills. Very great point. Anyone else want to speak?
Also, I would like to add, I think with rise of AI, people or students especially are gonna lose the motivation for creativity, right? I mean, the internet is gonna be flooded with several AI made shairis, poems, and of course, musics and or sorry, I mean pictures, photos, paintings are already flooded. So I think students are also gonna lose the motivation to be in those creative field and probably no more MF Hussein or Gulzar from students.
Yeah, that's very true. Even the career or job of content writing is getting like, people are not ready to pursue it, and even the recruiters check and filter uh, before hiring people so many times because of AI. And there are many jobs which are getting hindered by AI. So that's the question which we should all think upon. Okay, let's call our next speaker, Tanisha.
Am I audible?
Yes.
So I would like to first speak about the positive aspects of AI. If AI is used correctly, it can help students to brainstorm idea. It can help them to gain new perspectives about the topic, and it can also make it less time consuming by creating the PPTs or articles in 5-10 minutes. And it can also help students to study, like there is a learning mode uh, in Gemini. It can tell us that how to manage our time. And AI can also be harmful, as over dependency of AI reduces the students' ability of creative thinking or independent thinking. And it can also be harmful, as there are many scams related to AI. Like now it is um, duplicating the voice, so it can by duplicating the voice of the people, it has created many scams. And also AI there is AI is generated to agree with us, so it can also it can also tell people to take harmful decisions in their life, like to commit a suicide or a murder. So I would like to conclude that if AI is used properly, it can be helpful, and if it isn't used correctly, it can be harmful. Thank you.
Great, Tanisha. You brought a new point into the discussion, which is that AI, yeah, it is built to agree whatever say, and that's the reason like most of the people prefer ChatGPT over other AI tools, because ChatGPT tends to do this more. That whatever I will say, he will say, he or she, like whatever, first say yes, very great point, and then we'll move ahead. So it gives a kind of personal, very like, I feel and whoever use AI feels good about the thing that okay, my point is being respected, and which can lead to very negative decisions, very wrong decisions. So very great point you brought in. Thank you. Anyone else want to add? If not, let's move to next speaker. If I'm pronouncing right, Udeshta. Are you in the meeting? Your mic is off.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, so the topic that you gave is AI helping or hurting students' creativity. I think it solely depends on how one is using it. But what I'm gonna discuss over here is how exactly it is killing our creativity skills. Our interpersonal skill, as one of our speakers talked about. So this AI versus human war has been the matter of discussion, and ever since the emergence of the chat GPT came into the picture, it has kind of exploited our thinking skill, because it basically took the pen from our own hands. So what it did, I think, is it started putting ideas into our head. It has started thinking for ourselves. So it has started framing our sentences, and to the point it is now adapting our human tone as well. So our sentences, the way we are speaking right now, because of being exposed to so much of this LLM machine languages, we are speaking in a more polished, short, formal tone without the ounce of human emotion in it. And also, I want to add that AI does not have the understanding of the context of any given situation. So it just randomly put jargons all over the places. If we were to use the language or say it using our what we have experienced, we would be we would be using that. We would be considering the context of the given situation, but AI kind of using a filler words, a random jargons. I think that's the one of the aspect how our creativity is getting killed. Also, I want to add, yeah, it has become a tool that is constantly narrating our own experiences and editing our own voices, and also it has made the way we are thinking, we are writing, or our creativity, making it more adaptable to the current situation, and which is very concerning because I think the environment is also being created by the AI. Like right now, we have been exposed to so much of LLM model that we do expect the others to speak like this. Like one of our speaker also pointed about it. So I think that's why it becomes our personal responsibility and matter of our own integrity to use it use it very responsibly, because it is a kind of exploitation to our human art of thinking. Also, these AI models can only copy the way we think, and it can learn, it can adapt, but it can never come up with its own original thought or ideas. I think that's why it is a machine and not a human mind, because creativity is born and shaped by our own experiences and understanding of the world around us. So instead of holding up the pens, writing it out by our by using our own experience, we have given that pen to an AI model. So what has it's doing that it has exploiting it, because now it has created something out of that idea which belongs to us. So that idea is now just a working model without any soul to it, and I would like to call it a noise. So I think that's how our creativity is getting killed. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna comment on. With having said that, I'm not diminishing the fact that AI has been a transformative force in today's world. But the key is to balance to get the both best of the both worlds. So AI should be a secondary tool. It should help us. It should guide us, but it should not think think for us. I think we should be the primary tool for our thinking, and we should actually take it should be our personal responsibility to protect our creativity, and we should let that AI to guide us uh, to uh, to give shape to our ideas, but it should not at the end of the day be the master of our own thoughts. That's I would like to say.
Great. Again, so one point you brought in, which is very good, about context. AI doesn't know the perfect context, and we cannot explain like every part of context to AI, so it can lead to wrong decision making too. Nice point. And again, we brought the same thing in that AI should not think on behalf of us. What we can do is we can give our primary thoughts to AI. It can construct more critical more critical and more real things. But primary thoughts and primary creativity should be by us. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Anyone else? I can see more names in chat box. Who all are left can speak. I think so. Nilesh didn't share your insight. Am I right or Vishi? Nilesh, are you in the meeting?
Hi, yes, I am.
Yeah,
I
you can share your insights.
okay. So I'm sorry, I did not participate earlier. I don't know why, but I was getting kicked out of the meeting. It's been like thrice this happened, so I was cut off from the discussion itself. Um, so does creativity affect?
Sorry to interrupt. Please on your camera and then speak.
Um, okay. Let me just give me a second. I'm on phone, so that's okay. That's okay. Okay. So does AI affect creativity? I am an advocate of AI. I would say I use it extensively for any projects that I have, for research purposes, for drafting anything. So I think it really depends on people's usage and their existing intellectual on a subject matter topic. So for example, at a lot of times when I am engaged in research, I might not be aware of stuff that already exist. I might not be aware of. I might have different notions of different agendas, maybe different topics. So using AI, I kind of, and so it does not, as it has been pointed out a lot of times by different people. So copy pasting from AI isn't something that one should do, but rather actually building on the maybe the framework that the AI provides, or maybe the different or new ideas that AI might bring up, which one might not be aware, is something one needs to build up, because AI is there to help us. As I said, using it solely for the purpose of just the AI content isn't going to help us. So in that context, I would say AI will affect your creativity, because if you are not because if you're not putting anything that is human, that actually relates to the entire world, AI is something that is already being built by humans. It works on the different data that is already available in on the net. So my content and somebody else's content, because the data source kind of remains the same. Maybe the framework may differ, or maybe the text might differ, but more or less it all AIs may give the same thing. So where that uniqueness come from is from your own personal trait, your own personal usage. So I would say it really depends on the context of AI with creativity. So for stuff like me, mainly into research, I find AI to be very helpful when it comes to perplexity specifically. It gives me some deep insights, some deep research based numbers, hard numbers, some qualitative stuff when I have to do some research, which I would say myself would take a lot of time to go through the different news articles, different research papers. So I do take into account the AI's results, as well as I cross check with those references. Perplexity, when it comes to sourcing the result of any AI, perplexity is something that gives out the sources as well. So I do cross check. So in my context, I do use AI for the research purposes. I use ChatGPT when it comes to the framing of different maybe structure of anything, maybe structure of a report that I have to submit, maybe structure of different maybe research that I have to undertake. So it gives me a framework, a starting point on how to move on. But again, just relying on AI to focus on my work or maybe on my studies isn't gonna get me anywhere. It's gonna be simple. It's gonna be very automative. So giving it a hint of your own knowledge, your own creativity does enhance whatever you do. So collaborating and leveraging the actual use of AI with your own personal skills is something that I would advocate for. But as it has been pointed out a lot of times, solely just using AI and not even reading what's in the AI, not removing the first and the last prompt that the AI usually gives, is something that well, it's kind of stupid for people who actually have. But yes, uh, it has been in the news that people talk to AI for their emotional feelings, for all sorts of, so they kind of said that they're so lonely. I'm sure you guys would have heard of it. So people are so lonely, they talk to AI for all sorts of problems in their life as well. So it actually hampers your own interpersonal skills. It has been brought out. So again, it really depends on people, because I myself do not use AI for all sorts of things. I only use it for my work purposes, as I said, research. So um, it has to be, um, I would say, it had the use of AI has to be with caution. It has to be it has to be undertaken of how one gives the prompts to and what kind of results it gives, because there was some the student put in some wrong words against a teacher, although intention was wrong. But given that the AI's result was something else based on some other context, and student did not check it, and so it was a different form of thank you or whatever that result output. So given that us as humans have to be cautious of the different things available across the net, and that AI uses those data from the net itself to give us output. Cautious use of the AI is something that we should aim for. If it comes to educational purposes for students, particularly, AI at the school level, maybe AI is not something that students should use for their assignment, because school is somewhere where people or students actually engage socially, engage with teachers, engage with other peers, to have that connect to have build that connection among them. And so that's where their development becomes um, is started, actually, when it comes to maths, when it comes to science, maybe psychology, sociology, whatever other emotional or philosophy kind of things comes up. So at the school level, AI can be used to maybe customize or maybe automate some tasks. But given that AI is so widely available, limiting the use of AI to students access, now that it's like digital, is something that is very widely accessible to students, even younger children, even 2 3 years old kids. So a very cautious use of the AI has to be maintained. It has to come from the parents itself, and at the school level, maybe the principal or the teachers have to advocate for a proper safe use of the AI. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Nilesh. That was a really good point. So, like, essentially, you're talking about using AI specifically just as a tool rather than using it for, like, like as you mentioned, like for emotional support or for something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And on your last point on using AI for schools, I personally believe that maybe, how we have like computer classes. So, like, those teachers are specifically employed to teach us about technology. So I was thinking that like maybe like computer classes can specifically work on helping us understand the importance of AI, how to create proper prompts, and like maybe you can do like some parent seminars or like some PTA meetings where like parents have to attend seminars to understand the importance of AI because their children are actively using AI. So I think that those could be some good measures to counter the use of AI that is being used by children. But I do agree with you on using AI as a tool for research purposes. A lot of people do it because sometimes research papers can be like very long and it could be very difficult to go through all of them. And I think that it is great to use AI for those sort of things, because a lot of times people do not get the guidance that is required when it comes to like career goals. A lot of people in India specifically do not know the different like vast spaces where they can go and like what needs to be done. So I think that like your points are really great. I do agree with a lot of them. Anyone else has to say anything else?
Can I say something?
Yes, please go
Am I
ahead.
audible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, as I think someone mentioned it previously, very funny that we are talking about students here. Of course, you
Shraddha,
I
Shraddha,
can all use it for research purpose, give it a great prompt, and regulate it accordingly. But we are talking students don't have that ability to train AI to give them a prompt. Am I audible now?
yeah, please go ahead.
But when we are talking about students, they aren't that much, they don't have that much ability to, train AI to give them proper responses. They are just copy pasting their teacher's prompt or their questions prompt and getting the answers done. When we are talking about developing creativity in the students right now, those are students right now, tomorrow they will be the creative leaders uh, of their generation. Talking about fields like maybe medicine, philosophy, public policy, these require creativity. How do we expect these kids who are now so much reliant on AI to be creative when the time comes? So I don't understand that how for regulating a use of AI, even for the students, they have to have the basic understanding, develop that basic understanding of foundational concepts, which is missing for me, you, everybody of us. Using AI can be a great tool, but it is not the same for a class 6 or class 7 or class 8 grader. So this is just my opinion. How do we make that good for the kids is.
I think, as I said earlier, when it comes to student level or school level kids, as you have specified, um, it's not just AI. It has been like over the years, over the past year, that since the technology or the digital arena has been so much wider in India as well. So it's not just the AI that has been a bit under regulation, but the overall internet. If you know, there are some kids sections in YouTube. In there are not even in Singapore. I think the TikTok is banned. So as I said, when it comes to kids, they do have access to it, and they might not be aware of how they can use it. They might not even be aware of what are the different usages of. So when it comes to students, I would say that that prompt or that education or that intellect because of the AI should come from someone at a higher level, maybe their parents at home, maybe their teachers and stuff. As you mentioned that there can be classes, there can be seminar to educate parents and even teachers on how to use AI in maybe, and how to educate children on the use of AI now that it's such widely available. So for us, maybe at a higher level, we understand how do we prompt the AI to give certain, I mean, good responses. But when it comes to students, I would definitely say use of AI for their assignments, for their um, education at a level maybe, but when it comes to their own creativity, I would would say not a good use of AI. Only at a certain level, maybe if they have to create something new, if they have to bring up basically to ease up the task, they can use the AI. But when it comes to finding something new or creating something from the scratch, that's where the usage of AI should not be as much involved as anywhere else. So yeah.
Yeah, great point, Nilesh. Anyone else wants to counter his point or anything? If not, then those who are left to speak, you guys can please go ahead.
There are one or two individuals who did share their insights and are in the meeting. Can you please speak? Guys, this is the platform to speak up and share your insights and enhance your skills. Use it wisely. Okay, if no one wants to, it's okay. We will conclude. So there are some points, several points I would like to highlight as the part of conclusion, that we started our discussion that how AI helps, like on this period of time, AI is acting as companion to people. They are like people who use AI to as a part of their therapy, and it's we are over dependent on it on that level that it is affecting our interpersonal skills. Yeah, which is a concern. Okay. And after that, we also discussed about that, yeah, even writing prompts to AI is skill. Otherwise, we all will get same responses. Yeah, this is the one point we brought in. And broadly, what I personally can infer out of this discussion is that how to use AI responsibly without letting it replace the human judgment or human creativity or human connections. And many of you highlighted that these boundaries can and should be cultivated early through either through education system or through policies. So this is the point which our country should consider to move ahead, and we should take inspirations from other countries. Yeah, that's it. And this has been truly engaging discussion. And I honestly did not expect such thoughtful and such unique insights on very first policy Manthan, because very first policy Manthan generally goes a bit boring. And great, thank you. And that's the fact that almost everyone brought some kind of unique perspective in, which made conversation more richer. Thank you all for your active participation and engagement. We look forward to this kinds of discussions and conversations in our and your next policy Manthan. Thank you.
Thank you.
You all may leave the meeting.